I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. Sorry, got a bit of that flare still on my chest. It's the final word from the FA Cup semi-final. I've got Les with us. Yeah, it continues, Baz. It all continues. I'm going home. I'm not asked. I can't be bothered anymore. I don't know. I don't know where to go with any of this. What
You're surprised?
What were your happy times of this match?
Of the match?
Of the cold day? Did you have a good time?
I had a lovely trip.
Well, I never, because we got beat. It doesn't matter if you had a fucking good day with your mates. Focus on your fucking good lives, because I never. And that's all that matters.
To you. I had a good time, yeah.
Okay.
It was just a matter of a match. That was a bit crap in the you know. It was a weird one. It was a whole strange...
it was a strange...
No, it was strange.
A strange day. It felt like a strange day.
The whole week was strange because we should have been building up to excitement to get down there and let's have these today and the derby just took everyone's... the wind out of most people's sails. I think going into it you were just like, what happens here?
Yeah, well, I expected, like, you've covered the derby now, but I expected the derby defeat. It's still not nice, but I expected. I just thought, like, just come out of that game with no suspensions and no injuries, and then what happens? So we go down to Wembley, we're all over the shop like that. But yeah, I think we went down there, took the kids down first time we went to Wembley, they loved it. But kind of went with
coming back.
No, it was good because you gave them that introduction to Everton.
Yeah, that's
do you know the disappointment?
Do you know
it's
crap? Lifetime of disappointment.
Yeah. But it was like I went down with the expectation of basically this weekend's going tits up from 5:15 on Saturday. Pretty much.
That's bad,
but that's part of the problem, I think, isn't it? I think a lot of people were thinking.
I think, you know what? It's such a weird... It's the first FA Cup semi-final that, you know, I can remember in my lifetime where that, like, butterflies and excitement hasn't been there. Even 2012 and playing against Liverpool, there was that... Because they seemed to be in a bit of decline and we were alright at that time, it was that expectation for us really that this is our chance to nail these at Wembley, and we choked that day, didn't we? And you know, I've walked out of Wembley now with last minute defeats twice on the run, and it's not a very nice feeling.
But it's like you said last week though, and unfortunately we'll wait and see, but you said it was win-win. So there wasn't an overriding factor of being very, very disappointed if we got beat. You know what I mean? It was disappointing that we got beat, but it wasn't like, because you have those butterflies in your stomach in the feeling that, if we lose, it's going to be horrendous. But it was almost like, well, if we lose, well, at least we'll get rid of the manager. Do you know what I mean? It was horrible. I don't.
That's rubbish, isn't it? And
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying isn't
horrible.
That a horrible?
That's horrible, isn't it?
Because
I don't think anyone's willing that. That's just a thing at the back of your mind. That's what you comfort yourself with.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean you wrong.
No.
I just mean I think a lot of people were like that, and you shouldn't. You get to a game like that, you need to all be one, don't you? And if we'd have come out, and been at it from the first whistle and on it, and then you could see that it meant something to everybody. Yeah. I think everyone would have bought into it, because they certainly did in the second half. But you see them come out, 72 hours after getting their arses handed to them on a plate by Liverpool, and it's just more of the same.
Well, that's another thing that's annoying me. The players are getting a bit of a walkover every time here, because I know the manager's last and it's down to him the way we are and the way we're feeling. But the players showed for half an hour in that second half. If they fancy it, they can do it. Yeah. And for that first half, they just didn't fancy it. I mean, it's mad. I just don't get it.
The starting lineup. I mean, obviously, I had a feeling Jagielka would be back. I just thought, and he's out now, isn't he, for the rest of the season? And it felt like that. Felt like they were just going to make sure he got through the game. Fair play to Jagielka.
Well, he's
I'm man of the match by a mile. He's that kind of fella who will put his body on the line. I mean, the team wasn't that bad. I mean, Besic playing right back, for me, it was mental.
Yeah, when I saw the team, I thought he was going to put Stones at right back and Gibson the centre.
Why does he going to put Cleverly at right back? Because he's done that before. He
did us all there, didn't he?
He's done that.
This sounds a bit...
To call it.
Yeah.
You're the same way, man.
Basically.
I'll go, shall I?
Basically. Yeah, I'm a football man. No, I thought he'd play him there because I think he thought in his mind, Martial's a threat. and Bezic will be able to do a man marking job on him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, but,
Didn't really
do you know
work.
what though? That's not why I thought it was stupid. I just thought we had no energy in midfield. Ross looks like he's on his arse. James McCarthy is on his arse, and Tom Cleverley's a nice football,
But Darren
he
Gibson's-
hasn't. Well, yeah, and
When he's your best midfielder on a pitch
Yeah,
like
and
that,
Darren
on a day like
Gibson's-
that.
I thought he'd done quite
He
well.
did well.
No, but what I mean is we had no energy in there,
Yeah.
and that's what Bessage would have had. And I thought that's what we lacked in the first half was energy in midfield. And you've got 2 right backs on the bench now, all right, whatever, Tony Everton, Pennington, but at least they're right backs who sort of know the job. And I just thought that was a really silly thing. I think sometimes in game, well, in most games of football, your midfield wins your game, and it's energy in midfield. We're seeing that this season. I mean, everyone's raving about Kante, and he's a top player, but he gives you that energy. And I think Bessage is not near that yet, but you just needed that little bit in midfield just to get everyone going and up the
I
pitch.
think the only way he could have done that was he'd have had to play Ross left, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd have had to play him wide because he was always playing McCarthy in there. I think Gibson in there give us the insurance that someone was always between the two. The second half, Gibson just dropped in as a third centre half, and we were brilliant. It allowed Stones. Thought John Stones in the second half was brilliant, bringing the ball up. But the first half, I mean, we had Oviedo, Hibbert and Pennington on the bench, which was just bizarre. We had no Kone. Nias he's definitely seen a thing on Twitter before. He's the 2016 hide and seek champion.
To be fair though, I heard he cut one of his nails too short.
Oh, okay.
That kills like
That hurts.
That could be out for. He could be out for
was he
Christmas.
biting all the clippers? Because that makes a difference.
I think
as
he's took the wick, and I think that's him for Christmas. To be honest.
He's gone like
well.
that.
Sad to see.
If he's done that and it's gone down so
Yeah.
far, that's
Yeah.
that
He's
does
not
hurt.
even salt and vinegar
I think
Christmas
that,
for
yeah.
about
No, he's
6
not.
months
He's not. That's him finished.
And to be fair, you know, you need at this time you need to be eating that salt and vinegar.
You
if you have to go for it,
potato-based snack.
if you're talking 2 or 3 months without salt and vinegar crisps, there he's not going to be ready for
So
pre-season.
when you're drinking beer, you can't have crisps.
Yeah, it's,
He's in trouble.
He's in big trouble.
His wrist and now the nail.
So he's having trouble settling.
So what? But I mean, we had Delafeu and Morales on the bench, but you know, so what? They're not strikers, are they?
Delafeu was brilliant.
But they're not strikers, are they? You need some games. You just need strikers.
Yeah. Anyway,
But we say all this, and really we should have been 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes. Or we certainly had 2 very, very good chances in the. I mean, the first one from Romelu Lukaku. That second touch. Oh my God! I'm still having nightmares about that second touch. It was Barlow-esque. That touch. It really was. It was Stracklowesi.
shut up. Can't Dracula, but they just dinked it over the hair.
Strack had the touch like a
I mean, I know we went round the keeper, and obviously, I mean, I tell you what though, I watched that again, and that run by Rooney to just, you know what, that is a player that.
I laugh my head off when people say he's not where he's not.
But that,
He's
you know, when you
amazing.
just watch that run and just sniffing the danger and just not letting it go.
He was head and
Amazing.
shoulders above anything on the pitch, really, by a mile for about 70 minutes. By a
And
mile.
when you see that, but that's such. But do you know what? He did exactly what he hasn't done. He bullied the centre back into getting through. You know, last time he played against the Man United, everyone gave him loads of stick for good reason. Got, you know, being in people's pockets and all that, but he bullied them, got himself through, and that's, oh my God, that touch.
Why didn't he just
That
square
touch.
it? If he just squares it cleverly, he just taps it in, but winning 1-0.
Yeah.
He knocks it through, he jumps, knocks it through, and then if he just goes like that, rolls it square, Tom cleverly, puts us 1-0 up, and who knows what happens, and he doesn't. His second, like you say, the touch then after is horrendous. He gets round the
still
keeper,
gets round the keeper and
and
the goal's
goal
there.
is open. He could still square it for cleverly. He could have carried on running with it.
Yeah.
The hay is out the game. He could have carried on running to the line like 5 or 6. He would have stopped it and headed it in. And he doesn't. He manages somehow to kick it into the floor on a carpet. It's a carpet, that pitch. Onto the floor. And Rooney, like you say, had sniffed out the danger. And I mean, it was spawny because it was a great header away, but it could have dropped to cleverly, couldn't it? He was behind him and it went away. And you kind of thought, I hope that doesn't come back to haunt us.
It always does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It always
you know
does.
it does.
Yeah, always.
Really. But I think after that, let's not make any bones about it. They took over. They absolutely took over.
Yeah, I mean,
the little 1-2.
it was the 1-2s, but that's the same before. It was the 1-2s in centre
Killed us.
midfield and getting it wide, and it was all
Them
that.
two up front.
And Gibson, bless him, was chasing shadows at times, you know. And the other thing was, the amount of times And I moaned about this. I moaned about this earlier in the season when we weren't getting penalties. The amount of times they were breaking into our box at pace, so you couldn't touch them. And obviously Bessie didn't want to touch anyone anyway. And like Gibson and chasing shadows, they're not going to touch anyone. That was my big bugbear earlier on the season when Denafay was playing well, and you think, get into the box in pace, commit them.
He did, didn't he?
He did second half, but I mean, obviously it wasn't going to. Obviously they did it down the left and they got their goal. I mean, obviously Joe Robles had made a few good saves before that but it was just a lack of fight. The lack of fight in the team, so flat. But the fans as well. I don't like having a go with fans, but we were so quiet.
It was that.
It was so flat. It was like
it's the feeling. The word is deflated, isn't it? It was a deflated feeling in there, and that's come from the manager, and it's come from the players. You know, like you said before, yes, we've, the manager's got his faults, but these, I called them lazy ass knobheads the other week because that's what they are.
Yeah,
that's what they are. And they proved it in the second half, and they proved it that I expressed my concerns on here after the Arsenal game, and I said, he's done now. He's done. They were so disorganised and chaotic in that second half against Arsenal. He was finished that day, and that's the night he should have been sacked that night, because anyone with an ounce of
you could
common sense could see that it was gone. The players were arguing, they were arguing with themselves, and we totally lost it. And what happened is they're hanging him out to dry, and so everything he's saying isn't motivating them enough to start that game well. And you looked at that first half, we got a bit lucky with the Lukaku thing, just because we got a little bit of pressure, ended up giving us a bloody attack. But if you look how many times we had the ball, Besic on the right hand side, there was nothing on. How many times did we pass it back to Joel in that first half? Because there was nothing on.
No energy at all.
Lukaku's there like that. He's got a touch like a brick wall. He's on his own. It gets knocked off him. He can't bless him. He can't control. He couldn't fucking catch a cold, could he? He can't bring anything down. You know what I mean? He can't hold his breath. He's a runner. That's what he is, and he will score goals on other days. He's a runner. But we had no one near him. Lennon was totally ineffective. Now Aaron Lennon, I've praised him, but he was ineffective. He was totally ineffective. The other side, Tom Cleverley ran around and he put a shift in, but he's just not good enough in that role. He either play him in a midfield role, don't put him into an area in the pitch where you've got to be able to hurt teams. He can't hurt anyone. You know what I mean? So therefore, whenever we got it, Ross said this on the reaction video done yesterday. I love him. I absolutely love him. I think he's going to be fabulous. But he might be fabulous. If he thinks that at any level of football you can just walk like that and no one's going to try and take the ball off you, then you.
Can I just bring a couple of things up about Ross? I don't like slagging the lad, but did you see the video of the half-time thing? In the asked me. Listen, I just wonder if that's got it. Do you know what the big thing for me is? Do you know when a boxer steps up a weight and they just can't compete because they've just gone up a weight? I feel like that might. I feel like it almost feels like to me that he's physically got bigger.
He's too big,
and he just can't cope with it. He just can't cope with the physical. He's gone up to obviously get his body size so he can hold people off, but he can't move fast enough. He just can't.
That build of his now at the minute, it'd be sound if he was a striker, like he's barging defence out the way, or he's a defender, and he's battling with strikers. Central midfielder, he can't be that big.
I don't like going back to, but if you look at someone like Dele Alli, he's a big lad, but it's all in proportion. Do you know what I mean? I think Ross, I just look at him and think, you're too big. You, and I know. And I've compared him to Zidane before, and Zidane was a big fella, but again, it was all in proportion. I almost feel like Ross's his top half is too big.
He's dead muscly.
And he's like, he's trying to dance back around people, and it's just not there. And
I think the biggest problem with Ross Barkley is it runs through the Everton side. They're not fit enough.
Simple as. It looks to me, you look at the size of him, and it's like he just gets to do his weights in the afternoon. he just batters the gym in the
Doesn't
afternoon.
do the cardio.
He doesn't. Yeah, he just
I don't
like
think anyone does the cardio.
Just bulk up, just do your weight. So they're just left to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
and he just goes in, hammers the gym.
but I think all the training will just be ball retention.
Yeah.
And that doesn't get you fit, sadly.
Well, that's it. It's no surprise that the amount of goals we conceded late on this season because the team isn't fit, and it's not just physically. If you're knackered on a footy pitch, you switch off.
You meant
Oh, yeah,
And that's what it is.
Look at him on Saturday, especially even in the first half, the amount of times he had the ball at his feet and dwelled on it, and someone from behind
That's
took
what
it
I'm
off
saying
him.
to you. You haven't got any. You can't do that on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You can't walk around with the ball. Osman does it. Does a great touch, dances away, and he goes, right, where shall I pass it? And someone go, and he looks down. He's like, where'd the ball go? Because everything, the best players, it's sharp, but you're mentally sharp. If you're fit, if Pochettino had them for 6 weeks,
Well,
they'd
like
look
you
like
said
a
before,
difference.
the amount of times that the 1-2s, bang, 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 it was quick. And I don't think I've ever seen, we haven't seen it often where Everton plays it bang, bang, bang. Because the amount of times, and I don't understand why Everton players need to take a second touch. Ross is guilty of it. Romelu Lukaku's guilty of it. There's not enough first time passes or finishing. And again, that can come down to fitness, because you're so conscious of getting that first touch right, because you're tired and you want to set yourself. There's too much of it, but we go into the, obviously we're 1-0 down. It's flat as hell. That first half, fans are booing, it's kick-offs and all kinds. We called the second half, and they had that chance early on.
Well, again, it was a 1-2. He just knocked it in and carried on running.
Yeah.
It was so basic. No one could run with him. It was in, get it back, and he was in, and he should have done better.
But that's where the fans, I think, switched on.
Yeah.
They just went, it was like, the fuck are you doing? This is gone if you don't. And it just, I think was there a tackle? I think there was a tackle in centre midfield as well, and that just got the momentum going. And what was scary was that from that point on, any time we wanted to cut through them, we could.
We did.
Yeah.
We just cut through them. It was Lennon, Cleverly, Ross, Rom. Those four it was just bang, 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 and we were through every time. And it was a combination of lack of concentration or bad first touches, or just little tiny things that were stopping us from getting goals. I mean, obviously we got the penalty. It was a good tackle, to be honest, but Ross should have just smashed that in first time. As soon as he got it, it shouldn't have even been a penalty. It should have been bang, for a goal.
I think it was a penalty.
Do you? I thought it was a great tackle.
I think he gave it because he jumped through the air to make the challenge. I think that's
I
why.
haven't seen it at the game. We looked at penalty from where we were, but we were miles off.
To be honest, I'm saying this, I must.
I must have.
But it was on my side, it was right in front
right
of me,
by us,
and I wasn't surprised when he gave it, to be honest.
I'm just going to take over here and say it was absolutely brilliant tackle.
I've
It was an absolutely brilliant tackle.
I can't bear it.
That's fair enough, lads. It was an absolutely brilliant tackle. I did the research and the homework on the show. It was a really good tackle, but Ross should have just smashed that in first time.
Yeah, he should have hit it.
He should have just smashed it.
Didn't he?
He's lucky he got the pen. The pen. Number one,
You take it over.
was Baines.
Can't speak about this man.
Did Baines
he
want
shite the penalties,
to? Did
basically.
Baines want to take it? Because I think he did. Ron takes the ball. Have you watched it again?
No. It's not like him, is it? To want the glory.
I actually don't think it was that bad a penalty. It was actually quite an amazing save. But in the semi final of an FA Cup against someone like De Gea,
Sorry, I have seen the penalty again.
I probably would have just smashed it down the
Haven't
middle.
seen it.
I probably would have just smashed it down the
I
middle.
think you're hitting it high.
The issue I have with his penalties is he never hits them wide enough.
No.
They're always just off centre.
Yeah.
So if the keeper makes a guess and goes the right way, he's got a decent.
And he hits it the exact same place
He's
as
got a
what he
de-
did
he's got a
against West
decent
Ham.
chance of saving
The
it.
exact
He did.
same penalties against West Ham.
did.
Yeah.
There was no. I think what his penalties do lack his composure. You see really
I
top.
think he lacks composure.
Even
Well,
once he scores,
does.
aren't convincing.
But you know when you see a top striker and they just wait for the goalie to go.
Yeah.
That never happens with Ron.
You look at Man City's penalties in the League Cup final, and every one of them is right in the corner because they know exactly where they're putting them. They're confident in the single man. Mignolet went the right way on all of them and missed them by about that much because they were brilliant penalties, and that's what a striker needs to do. If you're saying I'm the penalty taker, I'm the striker, know where you're putting it.
Believe De Gea.
Practice it.
De Gea didn't save a single penalty in the shootout warm-ups.
No.
One. Didn't get near any of them because theirs are probably. But against him, if I were taking a pen against him, I'd hit it high. And it's a bit. Of course, there's an element of risk there because you might play, but going low against him. He's that good. You've got to make him work. And Lukaku didn't. He had sat there Friday and gone like, get me some penalties up. Who takes them? Baines, Lukaku. He'd have looked. And the last penalty, it was a few weeks ago against West Ham, which would have won us the game. Yeah. I believe we would soon look. Would have gone 3-0. We certainly probably wouldn't have conceded 4. You never know with his bleeding defence, but we may not have conceded 4. And he hit a crap penalty that day. I can remember last year Kiev at home when we won, he scuffed it and it bobbled under the keeper's legs. And you know, of course, if De Gea dives the other way, we go, what a penalty that was. But I just think against a really top keeper like that, you've got to weight the odds in your favour.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think you've got to hit it high.
When you see top confident penalty takers, they tend to just let the goalie go first, let the balance, because once the balance is gone, they're not coming back. Whereas Rom just runs up and just picks a corner, and the goalie reacts afterwards. So,
but anyway, he saved. It was a good save. You got to give the keeper a bit of credit. It was a good save. But then the ball went back out, and the cross comes in again, and Cleverly's back post got to score. Blazes it like 40 foot over the bar, you know, when it was easier to freaking score.
But there was a couple, wasn't there? There was a cross earlier on that was going to the back post, and Bessage looked like he had a clean header, and Ron takes it off him. The Cleverly one, then we had the freak. But at least we kept going. There was momentum. We kept going.
They couldn't get out. Once we started, they couldn't get out.
They were on the ropes.
He brought Delafeu on, and they were terrified of him the minute he come on. They were terrified. That Rojo, bloody whatever you want to call himself. He was petrified, absolutely petrified. Every time Delafeu got it, they were like that. They didn't know what to do.
The cross for the goal was very much a Delafeu cross. It was flat. It was right in the middle. And
Lukaku would have scored if he got past him.
Small knew he had to get something on it, and he got some, and lucky enough it went in. But the ball was fantastic. Can't take nothing away from the cross. It was brilliant. And that's all I saw. So you're going to have to talk amongst yourselves, because I didn't see much after that. But but one thing I would mention before we carry on, because this one while I've got me head, because Phil Jagielka's diving header to stop Fellaini scoring.
Diving hand.
Yeah, but I know it hit him on the hand, but it was the fact that he was prepared to throw his face.
The thing is, Joel would have saved it anyway. When you look at it again, you've seen that again. So, it was going right to Joel, but obviously Jags was brilliant because he didn't know. He was just trying to make sure. And that was at 1-0. That would have gone 2-0, wouldn't it? So
I just had to get that in before.
They had a couple that fist across the box, didn't he? You were waiting, and you know, and then you start thinking that goal goes in. The crowd, that celebration, you've got to take that from the day that we had that moment where everyone was just like, "Fuck on it, people are over our side, we were all right. Everyone's bouncing, the stadium's bouncing, you couldn't hear yourself.
Well, the whole momentum was with us then, wasn't it? And it was,
we had that great chance. We had a great little move.
Fellaini.
Brilliant move. Delafeu gives him it again. Go on, son, just sweep us into the final. And again, there he goes. Touch like a brick wall. Why he doesn't just sweep that in first time with his right foot is beyond me. He tried to stop it with his left foot and twist himself round to get a shot, and Fellaini and you're just thinking, you hit that. Even if you scuff it, the keeper's not expecting it. He's gone after, or it could have Fellaini could have gone anywhere.
Bounces back out somewhere else.
Is that confidence? Is that confidence, or is that just?
That's just wrong.
We can't. That's the
I know when you say that, but then he does like things like he did against Chelsea in the quarterfinals. You know, he still has scored.
Is that the exception or the rule?
Yeah, but he still scored 20 odd goals.
He has. He's a.
I can't get
he's probably a good goal scorer. He's not a great goal scorer.
I can't get my head around him though, at all. Because he obviously talks a good game, doesn't he? How good he is.
A great game.
And he scores loads of goals, but Christ, he's infuriating. He really is. I'm not going to go down the whole guy's lazy and all that, but
he is.
But yeah, because it's like up front he's isolated, and he's always isolated.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But then drop back, come back for the ball, come and look for it. I mean,
you see,
we talked about Rooney before. When Rooney was playing up front for United, he's been isolated quite a bit with them over the years. He'll come back and you see him getting the ball in his own half, and then
is that
no, I don't think he can.
Is that being?
I don't think.
Number one, I don't know if he can physically do that.
I don't think he's not skillful enough to do. He's a runner.
Yeah.
If you put someone, I've said it for ages, he is lazy in terms of he doesn't do. If you look at like say Harry Kane, right, and I'd always have Lukaku over Kane. I've said it, but it's starting to turn on. My dad will be like he'll be like, "Wow, I told you Kane's better," and all that, because I've just basically mugged Kane off for a while.
Yeah, I think my dad was the same with me.
But now I look at him, and you know what?
Still got a big tongue.
Yeah, and he would play for us, didn't he, in the 1920s or something, you know?
Yeah,
the amount of work that he puts in on his own, because he plays that role, he runs everywhere at pace, he knocks people about, he gets back. Lukaku can do it. Stoke at home this year, even though we got beat, he was unbelievable.
Yeah,
he was immense that day. He went to war, he was amazing. Liverpool at home, he was amazing. He bullied them.
Yeah.
You know, look at it, even bullied a drug cheat.
He did.
He wasn't nasty.
Well, that was the game with the click, wasn't it?
Eye pops.
When he got it,
when he
got his touch, he started bullying people.
And you went, this is what he has.
Yeah.
So for him to drop off, but I still do think we're in the middle of April or the end of April. The manager's flogged him to death. If you put a partner with Romelu Lukaku, he scores 40 goals or 35 goals because he doesn't have to do all the other stuff that he doesn't really like doing.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take all the knocks because he's a little bit of a tart.
He's a big fella, but he's not.
No, he's not a hard fella. So that's okay because not everyone is, but he will benefit from a good centre forward with him who will take the ball in for him.
Yeah.
And then I think he doesn't snatch at things as much because he would get more chances. I think on Saturday, the thing I took from it was Martial had 2 opportunities and scored 1. Rom had 5 and didn't score any, and we needed him. We needed him on Saturday. We really needed him to produce, and he didn't produce for us. And on another day, could have got a hat trick.
Yeah,
it's just one of those.
But
things.
I mean, as you say, he's not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not hanging everything.
He's not on his own, is he? And
no, Ross. I mean, I love Ross Barkley, but Ross Barkley had a poor game.
But it's other players who have poor games, isn't it? And just like
defenders,
you get away with it. Like, I mean,
although Stones
was alright second that.
He got better when he stepped into midfield with the ball and brought it forward. They couldn't live with him, and you're thinking, like what we said.
I still think
why don't we play him in midfield?
He's got a career in centre midfield. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's got a career in centre midfield, but it's going to take someone with brains and bottle to do it, and understand that you don't have to stick to the same plan all the time, which is just. There's too much that.
You know what I've done with that guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which one?
Daddy's done
and Stones
is miles better than him.
He's probably a better defender than Stones. I mean, in terms of the competing and winning headers.
But you take that
Stones is a better player.
You take that responsibility off Stones and he'd flourish, wouldn't he?
If
he's like, if he's got an insurance policy.
Mate, you know what? I'd me personally, I'd have Murray and Jags. Jags is out now, but try Murray and someone and just put Stones in front. And Gareth Barry's done, isn't he? It looks like so. No, I mean it's late.
No, I know. I'm just thinking. No, I mean
I'd love to see Stones in the next few games, just and give us something different to look at.
I think that's why, with like people saying, "Oh, well, might as well leave Martinez till the end of the season, not to play for." That's why we need someone new in now, just to try something different. Because there's nothing to play for.
But that's why I would have had someone new before this game.
Oh, definitely.
Just because to get rid of that nagging feeling going into the ground that it's like a day out or whatever.
If we'd have chased them on Wednesday night, or if he'd have been man enough to throw his hand in on Wednesday night and say, right, these have stopped playing for me. You know, sometimes you got to hold your hand up and go, these don't want to know, and it's blatantly obvious they don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever. And it showed that second half. They showed when they just decided to do it themselves. They pushed on. Delafeu went and stood close to Rom. Ross Barkley went and stood close to Rom. The next minute, United couldn't live with us. We were just bum. He had men round him. He was taking people away. So we were getting in behind him. Just a final ball. I mean, you know, as it was going on, I was thinking, we're winning this. There's only one team going to win this. They took Fellaini off, and I'm like, him and Rooney have been their best players.
Probably had his best games
exactly.
ever.
He was flying, he was causing problems. They took him off, and you're like, we can do this. You know? And I thoroughly believed we were going to do it. I really did. I firmly believed we'd get another chance.
Never learned, do we?
The thing about it, I mean,
I was thinking that as well.
Their winning goal though, I mean,
Spawn.
He was that good. The way Mata tried to do the back heel, missed it, and it just like clipped his leg and just
hit both legs and then
fell into
his path.
Jags, maybe on a different day when he was fit, might have been able to read the situation.
Composure, though,
Martial, I think that's the difference, isn't it? That lad typically does that. He's got ice in his veins. That lad, he really has. That's why they paid so much money for him, because he has got ice in his veins to do that.
Yeah, it just happened in slow motion, that goal. I just remember watching it thinking, they're going to score. They're going to score. And
Bez should not have just chopped him down when he played the ball. You think about a game, like game management, we talked about this, or professionalism. Like, you seen Rooney break seen Ross Barkley break, and we had 3, and he's tearing, and Herrera just mugs him off. Ross was lucky, by the way, because he swung at him, didn't he? And he just dragged him down because he knew we had the chances where it was going to end up in a goal.
Yeah.
You know, he just thought, I'm taking one for the team. He dragged him down.
Simeone threw a ball on the pitch in the Atletico Madrid game to stop.
Did he?
So there you go. That's the level you've got to be at.
I just thought when Martial, because they were having so much joy with that, knock it in, that's all he does. He rolls it in and goes. Baz should have just kicked them up the arse.
There's no gamesmanship in any of them. It's like that. Darren Gibson did it, didn't he? In the
Gibson done it against Southampton. That's chopped long.
But there's none of that. I mean, for me, first 5 minutes, Rashford should have got a kick. Martial maybe get a kick. Yeah, just he's 18.
There's no one though to do it.
No,
there's no one to do it in that team. Bessage was the only one, and he's playing at right back, and he's
but he could have. He didn't nail Martial when he should have done. He should have just nailed him there, and we'd have took a free kick. If they cross it in the header in, you go, well, alright.
Wouldn't surprise me if they'd been told not to kick people because to respect the
FA.
You know, no, just to respect the ideology of Everton. You know,
play up and play the game.
Funes has been a bad boy this week. He's got us a bit of bad press. Don't do that again.
You know what was frustrating?
Well, John Aldridge will get you arrested.
They scored.
I'm going nowhere near Garston.
No.
Taking names, knocking down gaffs.
He wasn't though, was he? He when that lad threatened to go round and see him, he said, just give me a ring on Radio City instead. Arsewend. You know, what was really frustrating was we got the ball back after we got the ball wide. Jagielka had, he could have gone down. They were pushing him, he should have gone down, took the free kick. One last throw, but we got it to Cleverly, edge of the box. And we got about 8 men in, and he just done some little pathetic kick and that, like a 7-month-old baby at the. You just went, and he went about that high and he just wellied it, and you're thinking it's the last chance. Whip it in.
Yeah.
You know, get something on it, and he. Piss off.
I didn't see any of this. Don't know what happened.
That was what happened, mate.
I was looking at a concrete concourse.
That was what happened.
I didn't see much of it because it was consoling the kids. Lukaku's penalty miss.
So, I mean, obviously it's heartbreaking. 90 whatever minute it was.
Third minute, mate. Only Everton, as Everton do.
Only Everton.
We're entering the 3rd minute of stoppage time. 3rd of the allocated 3. This looks like it's going to extra time. Oh, hang on. Everton are playing. Goal! Again.
Yeah.
For about this 8, I think someone put up as the 7th injury time goal we've conceded this year. I don't know whether that's accurate or
gotta be it.
not.
We've conceded a lot of late goals.
It
It just shows our fitness is bollocks, and it shows the way our season's dropped off as well, how bad it is as well. That we're, you know, because remember when but didn't he tell us that the way the pre-seasons were is that we peaked for like later on the season as well. That worked out well.
Well, remember in his first season, that was the thing, wasn't it? When we went on that mad run of 7 games, it was like, he's done this to get the peak fitness.
Just go in. Hey, we believe some shit. We believe. Was that desperate?
We bought that.
We are that desperate to have a good team and have some success that we will believe anyone who tells us something
by the
like.
way.
When we picked, that was Moisey. Yeah. Because the pre-season, the rest organised.
That's the Champions Cup thing.
Brother got us in the Champions.
That was it. We got some. We actually done something like that. Looked like we were big time.
The year after, we just went to like Carnarvon Town,
and then we played games at.
We played Celta Vigo for Park.
Yeah,
we did.
And Tony Ibbick got his arse handed to by
Nolito. I will always love you.
That's been last, hasn't it?
Shite, innit?
Someone was arguing with me on Twitter, not arguing, to be fair, he was putting his point across, but he said last year was good.
Wasn't.
Last year was good. I think, you know what I think people forgot? That after Stoke we were in a relegation fight, and luckily, or however you want to say, they won 5 out of 6 games and dragged themselves clear. Otherwise we were in shit.
We didn't get a point over Christmas, did we?
We were terrible. Got beat at Hull.
Yeah. Newcastle.
Wasn't good last season, but I think people just let him off because it was
no, he deserved.
There was Europe as well, wasn't the last season?
The Europa League
until we got back.
But he deserved that last year. He deserved the grace. Anyone can have a bad season. He deserved that. The stock that he gained in the first year, deserved last year. He deserved the pass, and he deserved.
What about
Christmas?
Some of the things, little side things? I mean, we've seen the video at half time about Ross saying, Jag saying they're not booing you. I mean, it's a bit of a mad one, isn't it?
The worry for me with that is Ross's mentality. To be honest, I don't know if he's strong enough. Because I don't know, for one, I don't know why he thought that everyone was booing him if everyone's going off at the same time.
Because he knocked the ball back, didn't he? And then he knocked it back. Nearly put us in trouble. Right. And the whistle went, didn't it? Yeah. People were booing because I think Jack says something like that wasn't a bad back pass or something.
He's just got to try and shrug that off.
Yeah.
I know it must be. I think fans, it must be horrible.
I think it means something to.
But this is something I always say because some lad said to me, "I'll do a video about the atmospheres." Now I can't because I don't care. I don't care what the atmosphere. I know that was a weird thing to say, but it's not though, because footballers need to be strong mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Do you think Ronaldo cares about anything other than
to be? Yeah, I'm with you because I said this last week.
Footballers need to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
They need to just block everything out and get on with it. And if there's booze, it shouldn't matter. They should just be able to focus on the football.
Yeah. That season Beckham had after he came back from the World Cup, every single ground he went to, he's getting a dog's life. Rooney's had it. All the top players get it at some point.
He was getting it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Not far fat. Quite bizarre.
I didn't hear anything about Rooney. I thought Rooney was
over on
I don't know what I thought Rooney.
No, just at first people like booing him, and I was thinking, why are you booing?
I thought Rooney
down.
Was brilliant on Saturday. Right, I know we love him, but he conducted himself, and you seen the tunnel video again. He's like hugging everyone, and
he went over to Barkley immediately. He wasn't.
There was no. Yeah, he never. It just seemed like a game of footy to him. But I think as footballers, you've got to be. The top footballers are mentally strong. It's one of the big things. If you can't cope with a little bit of whatever, a little bit of anger or booing or whatever, I'm sorry, but
if we were in like the Champions League and we had to go to Galatasaray,
but that's
something like that, you've got to be able to. The top players just go right. I'm not saying. Listen, I put on the thing last night. I'm ashamed that he thought we were booing him. Yeah. That makes me sad that one of our own thinks that we were booing him. But by the same token as well, like Ped just said, mentality wise, you've got to be tougher than that.
He's got all the ability.
He's got the ability for me to be one of the best midfielders around. He has. He's got the. I think if you put a proper manager to get hold of him and John Stones, even Lukaku, you got a decent manager in who would make them work and understand. People have a go at Barkley, right? But I reckon he's only doing what he's told, because he switches when they go past him. It's like he goes, "They're out of my zone now," so he just stops running. And I think that he's under clear instruction. And people are going, yeah, well, he wants to put a 50-50 tackle in. Well, he mightn't be a player that ever puts a 50-50 tackle.
You're not going to do it.
Kevin Sheedy never put a 50-50 tackle in. He's one of the best players ever. So it's different. It's different things, isn't it? I'm not talking about him being a defensive midfield player, but I think you like the mentality. You hear Baines as well saying, you know, it's a big pitch and we're making it harder for ourselves. Yeah. You know, and things like that. And you wonder, is that just a natural conversation he's having, or is that the way we're structured or the way we're set out? You know, there's lots of things there in places.
The good insight with that as well, it was completely natural. It wasn't like no one was giving an interview to a paper, getting prompted. It was just genuinely what they're saying, talk to each other. So that tells you a lot about the feelings, doesn't it? No one's happy at all.
Yeah, but as I say, I'll say it again, mentality. I think if you're going to be a top footballer, you've got to be mentally strong. You've got to be able to cope with anything that gets put in front of you. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to be, you can't just be walking off going, "Oh, you just booed me." That you're not going to be a good footballer. You're not going to be able to cope with the demands that, because you think about footballers, they want, the demands. I know everyone thinks they have a great easy life, and they do have an easy life to an extent, but you just got to be. You've got to be mentally capable of going from that great life to getting into work and doing your business and getting on with it. And
I mean, every footballer's different, right? So other players might respond to getting grabbed by the throat.
Yeah.
Others might be respond to getting called every name under the sun to have a go. Barkley might be one of those that you have to put your arm around them and go, "You're amazing, keep it going."
Yeah, it does seem like
keep it going. But just because you need the friendly arm around the shoulder and look, you're playing great, keep your head up, because he is the key to a lot of our stuff.
Yeah.
If he's going to play, we need him to be in good form. If he's not in good form, he needs to sit on the bench, because we can't have him not doing all of it. But as well as that, just because I need to put my arm around you and go, "Les, your answers are great here, mate." You know what I mean? You've still got to put the weight. You've still got to go make us a brew in a minute. Things like that. No, you've still got to do them. You've got to, we said last week when we were talking about managers, every team, the minimum you expect, the minimum I expect when I go and spend all that money watching Everton, is that every single one of them is going to run around like we all would if we were given that opportunity. Put everything on that pitch, leave everything on the pitch. If you get that from Everton, if us as fans, you said it many a time, we like a good 50-50. We like a cross, we like a ball in behind defenders to get us off our seat. We love that. We don't like all of this.
It's not us at all.
It's not Everton. You know, West Ham, the West Ham way and all that. Go and manage them.
Yeah.
We want to see hard work, because that's what we are. We can't be blagged. I said it before, you can't blag us. We know football. We watch a lot of it. It means so much in this city. This is why Liverpool wouldn't have Rodgers in the end. They can't blag the fans.
Yeah.
And we know when our team don't work hard enough, and that's why that's why he's getting nailed by a lot of people now. That's why the team are getting nailed by fans, because we know that they're not working hard enough. Under David Moyes, they worked hard. They mightn't have had the skill and the ability of this team, although he had some good sides. Let's not rewrite history.
Yeah, that's
you knew they'd work the balls off every single one of them.
There was last 10 minutes of games as well, wasn't it? The last 10 minutes of games now to the last 10 minutes of games under Moyes, they're just chalk and cheese, aren't they? Because if we were behind or withdrawn,
we'd have a good
if
goal.
we were ahead, it'd be totally different.
Yeah,
because we didn't really be put back.
Go back and
But if we were behind or drawing and we could go for the game, we would. And the only like when the board goes up 4 minutes extra time, we're like, go ahead, come on.
Yeah, you knew that was a good. I mean, the only time he shit the bed, pardon my French, was the cup final when he didn't. When he went full Martinez and just carried on doing. Instead of going 4 up front against Chelsea and going, well, I'll lose 5-1, I don't care. It's a one-off. He didn't. He just left it at 2-1, and I didn't. I've never forgiven him. I've never forgiven him for that, because he should have gone full pelt for it and tried to grab something. Well, he did enough times at Goodison. Yeah. Because it was Wembley. Do you know what I mean? But he's gone anyway, and that's a different story. But I just think for me as a team, and the demonstration was there Saturday. We looked knackered in that first half. We couldn't get near them. We looked jaded mentally and physically, and it was noticeable that in the second half when the crowd got behind them when we scored, all of a sudden they couldn't live with us, and you're going, that's your level. That right there is what you should be doing. It's what Leicester City have done from bloody August to whatever it was, August the 10th or something. Yeah. That's what they've done. August the 8th it was, sorry. That's what they've done every single time, every game, 100%, whether we win, lose or draw. And when Everton went up to 100%, United were like, we're in a game. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And
it's just not enough for us. It's
them margins.
It's the kind of thing. Finch Farm must be like a little summer camp. They just all sort of stroll in, have a kick around, get off. Fancy a bit of Xbox Live? How you make it? Yeah, go on then, yeah, sound.
Xbox though.
I know, Xbox not
Xbox.
I don't know. Anything else we want to talk about from this game?
Let's have a think. The phenomenal amount of people who come up and said,
I paid £7 for the hot dog.
Did you?
Free smell the cheese and a wedgie on the way out as well.
I paid £2.50 for a can of Beck's in like a upmarket shop on Olympic Way.
I got 2 pints of lager at the bar and 11 something. Great.
10 at the ready. Oh shite.
Yeah, you'll need more than that, lad. Oh, sake, lad. What's going on?
Yeah, so there you go. Listen, if you had a good day, you had a good day. I particularly didn't, because I just kind of enjoy Everton losing, I'm honest. But, you know, this is what I said beforehand. It's only a semi-final. But what it did do is, though, give me, like, again, I want to go back. I want that all the time. Yeah. I want that feeling of loads of blue.
Hey, how amazing is that stadium, though?
Oh, superb, isn't it?
It's alright, shut up, mate. It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, that was as you say,
and the crowd. But that camera's a bit dodgy.
I know, that camera. But I just want, I want that more.
You got there, you got the feeling, this is it. This is why you do it. You want days like this.
Where there's thousands of Evertonians, we're all together. I mean, imagine if we'd won it, we could all come out and we'd all be... Imagine if we won a trophy.
Imagine if, like, we just went back to all remembering that. We're all after the same thing, and you know, being nice to each other, not fronting each other like dickheads, just being nice and remember that when you go away you all won and you're all for the same cause. Stop taking Charlie and being an arsehole.
This has been a Just Say No campaign brought to you by Barry Cass, the spokesman.
Well, unless you can say Charlie and be nice.
What if people have got children called Charlie and they just don't
Charlie's
really
lovely.
Confused by what you're talking about?
Charles.
I don't know.
Get off the lemo, lad, or the spice, or the
spice,
all of that.
The spice. Oh my God,
he's gone there.
He's gone there. Yeah.
Old Spice.
We've gone there. Listen, I met loads of nice people.
Yeah.
Loads of nice people coming up to me. I met a fellow who looked like Axl Rose. He was
Seen
amazing.
that,
Loads of nice people saying loads of nice things, which was great.
It
So
was,
thanks for all that.
Lovely to meet you all. And the people who were messaging me going, I wanted to come and say hello. You were sat in front, like, just do it. Just do it.
They're horrible, really.
Come and tell me what to say.
They're dead intimidating. I wouldn't do it.
Because the next time,
Just because you're making a tip.
because the next time we get that,
Next time we get there,
you know.
we'll win it next year. We're coming back next year with Diego Simeone. He's going to be throwing water bottles at referees' heads when we win 4-0.
There you have it. Right, don't forget, make sure you subscribe and all those other things that we like to talk about every single week, and we'll see you soon on Toffee TV.